How to make a mixtape.
So my brother-in-law went to IU, like because my sister also went to IU, and they met in college. And so for his bachelor party, it was in Bloomington, and I was so stoked, man. It was like I was so excited to go to his bachelor party, and the way it worked out was kind of interesting. So I flew into Indianapolis, did a show in Indy, and my dad was also invited to the bachelor party. So he and my mom, because like he wanted some company for the drive, and she was just gonna go, like to a salon or whatever. They drove from Pittsburgh to Indianapolis, got there in time for my show, and then I drove us the rest of the way to Bloomington. It was actually really freaking cool. And yeah, it was perfect. So like I did this like midweek show in Indy. It was a fun show. My parents are there, and then they're like, "You feeling good for the drive to Bloomington?" I'm like, "Yeah, I slept on the plane. I'm good. I'll get us to Bloomington. Take a nap if you're tired." So we get to Bloomington. We're staying like in the middle, like we're staying in one of those like little B&Bs, like right on campus, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like only 10 o'clock at night. I'm still on West Coast time. So I just like, my parents are getting ready, and I just go, I'm going to go to the bars. And then my mom goes, I'm coming. And I was like, this is awesome. So I like took my mom to the bars. Like I took my mom to the Atlas. I took my mom to the Vid. I showed her the Station House where I interviewed your band. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right. I feel like
that's
this
not
is
still
getting...
the Station House anymore, is it? Sorry, we're reminiscing,
No,
Donnie. But
no,
it is.
I'm caught up. Yeah.
That's cool. The radio station's still there.
The radio station's still going, and it's still, or at least as of a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like as of like 6 years ago, it was still a thing. So here's hoping.
That's awesome.
Who knew? Look at all this college lineage.
This might be the Smiths album that I have like the least relationship with, Ron. But you're a bigger Smiths fan than me. I do love the Smiths.
This isn't the one I'm most fluent in either. It's just like, in fact, I'm really only most fluent with like the hits off of it. But yeah, I just think "Stop Me If You Think You've Heard This One Before" is just such a killer opener. So that was
this
just
their last
the
one
obvious
before they broke
choice.
up?
I believe so, because they broke up in '87. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they broke up in '87. They were only around for like 4 years. Like
They
they
were
were
an
a
impact
very
in such a short amount of time.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, their first record was 84, so they probably got together at 83, broke up in 87. Yeah, 4 years.
pretty
damn.
much. Yeah, it was a short-lived thing.
You know, some of the best ones, short careers, short, powerful careers. So, also, this is totally random, has nothing to do necessarily with the 80s, but you just said Brad with such emphasis that I have to say this. I'm listening to the Bandsplain on Pearl Jam right now, and apparently after 10 came out, two of the guys, I'm trying to remember who it was Jeff and one of the other guys from Pearl Jam, or maybe just one of them, I don't know, did like a side project while they were on a break, right?
Okay.
And I don't even remember what they named the side project originally, but they found out there was another band named that, so they couldn't do it. And they found out that the guy who had the copyright to the name they wanted, his name was Brad something. So they just named the band Brad instead. And I kind of think that's perfect. It's like, well, fuck you for taking our name first, Brad.
Way to go,
We're
Brad.
going to call ourselves Brad.
Way to go, Brad.
I listened to it. It's okay. If you like Pearl Jam. It sounds like a Pearl Jam side project. So dead on. I wonder how old they were. That's the one question I do want answered, though. Because, like, most of their hits were in the 90s. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, so this came out in 87. And they were...
Yeah, they had to be pretty young.
Salt was born in 66. So she was 21.
21. Oh, jeez.
And Peppo was... Peppo was 23. But, I mean, yeah, pretty young. They, frankly, look even younger than that on, like, the cover or, like, the photo on the single for this. I'm not a good judge of age, but, I mean, if you would have told me they were, like, 17 and 18, I would have believed you. But 21, 23, still super young and just major hit. So there we go. We got some hip hop on the mixtape.
Nice.
Did you take the drugs?
I did not take the drugs.
You was fucking square.
I know, such a square. Well,
nerd.
I was a little spooked because we drove. So Patrick, our friend Patrick, and I drove a car full. It was a car full of dudes driving to Indy C311, and this car followed us all the way from the suburbs where we lived all the way to Indy, and we started noticing after a while, and we're like, why the fuck is this car following us? And then we get all the way to the concert, and a cop pulls up. This car called the cops on us and followed us all the way to Indy. It was like a 30-minute drive, and the cops cornered us in the parking lot of this place. And the people in the car behind us had told the cops that we were throwing rocks at their car from our car, which was just not a thing. It just wasn't true. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. But the cop was fucking
Ron's
pissed.
Still upset about that.
Well,
I'm not fucking over it yet, man. I'm not over it yet.
Well, Ron knows Patrick and knows that Patrick doesn't like the cops. Not that any of us do, but Patrick really hates the cops and was just fucking like going off on him. I thought we were gonna get arrested, and so I was a little on edge, Donnie, and I whatever the acid that dude was trying to give me probably wouldn't have been good for
that might not
high school sophomore.
Yeah, you probably weren't in the right headspace for that. Man, that is intense.
That's one of those stories that's probably not actually interesting to hear at all. I might just cut it out, but I can picture it in my mind, and I do still get angry about it, Donnie.
I was intrigued. Yeah, I like
that.
I like
mad.
that.
I'm like, what the fuck, assholes?
You know what's crazy? I don't know if I was thinking this or if I was having this conversation with somebody recently, but is it Adam Levine was the dude from The Voice that eventually Adam Lambert was the dude from The Voice that went on that could have seriously gone on and sang for anybody. He went on and sang for Queen, and then who else did he go on and sing for relatively recently? He has like filled in as the vocalist for a bunch of bands, and he would have been.
Who was the guy that did Journey?
Oh, the little Filipino guy.
Oh, yeah, that was just like a random dude.
That was
just
a fan.
Tried out. Yeah, it was a fan.
That was a fan.
Oh, real? Okay.
That's a wild
story. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Did you know?
No, it is a cool story.
Did you know Adam Lambert's from Indianapolis? By the way,
I didn't, but
I did not.
Makes sense.
It's just random, but does it? Why does it make sense? I mean, sure, but
just a good old wholesome corn-fed Indianan. Indianite? What is it?
Hoosier.
Looks like he's still singing for. Looks like he's still singing for Queen.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he might have done some spots for some other bands. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But looks like he's still singing for Queen.
Side note: I really enjoyed the movie, but boy, was it obvious which side wasn't alive to give their side of the story.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So obvious. It's like, gee, I wonder. Oh, it was all Freddie's fault, huh? No more. Everyone else was just. Oh, you guys forgave him. That was so nice. I'm sure there's nothing more to it than that. Yeah, totally. He's not alive to give his side of it, but okay.
It's a dicey one.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. This podcast taught me for as long as I can remember, I could have sworn Pixie Surfer Rosa was 87.
Nope.
And it was 88. I did not know that. I was like, no way. But yeah, I found that because I was like, well, I got to do something from Surfer Rosa. And then I looked up the year and I'm like, wow, no kidding. Surfer Rosa, not 87. I could have sworn because I always thought Doolittle was 89 and Surfer Rosa was 87. But
yeah, I looked up the Pixies too. Come On Pilgrim was 87. So because which is their first record and it's not great, but
how to make a mixtape.